Hi guys, you are watching JafriQ Radio. I am Abba from Ethiopia. JafriQ Radio ni የተመለከታችሁ ነው ይመቻችሁ። አበበ ነኝ ከኢትዮጵያ።
ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán ẹ káalẹ́ orúkọ tèmi ni ọmọdọ́lá oyeyemi ọmọ bíbí ìlú Ìbàdàn. JafriQ Radio lẹ́ ń wò yìí o, ẹ múra sí i ṣe púpọ̀.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
Your online radio, the new online radio that makes you happy.
You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home.
JafriQ Radio.
Come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land. All will be happy and come with me on this happy trip back to the promised land.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio. You're listening to Home Sweet Home on JafriQ Radio.
Hello, viewers. This is JafriQ Radio, Home Sweet Home program. Thank you for tuning in to JafriQ Radio, Home Sweet Home program. Today we have another splendid edition, and what we are going to talk about is faithfulness in marriage. But before then, let me acknowledge my sponsors. We have Bayside Modeling Agency, the Church of Pentecost, Japan. We have Zion Company Limited, Afrocates, Japan. Simon Noble Solicitors. We have Turmeric Hotel at East Legon, Ghana. And then Willie Knox James and 1225 James. This program is streaming live on Facebook and Instagram. So what we want you to do is first, you like us, and then you share, subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube, and then Twitter. Please share so that your friend can also listen.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Thank you for always watching this Home Sweet Home program. I have my able panelists here with me, and I just want to introduce them to you. We have Mr. DJ Prince. You can call him Diamond Prince. He is Elder Prince Donko. Okay. And our Mama, Dickness Mrs. Asari Zotto Naomi. Today I just turn it.
Thank you very much.
This way.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So my name is Abena Poma. I'm your host for today. Always a host. Okay, so this is Home Sweet Home program. We have our engineer, Mr. DJ Clemsy, the producer, Diamond Prince, and we have executive producer, POP, alias Nanaya Pop. Okay, so viewers, welcome back. We have an important topic.
This is JafriQ Radio.
To discuss is faithfulness in marriage. Faithfulness in marriage. Mama, if someone says faithfulness in marriage, what is your understanding in faithfulness?
So simply, being faithful could mean the ability to be trusted.
Okay.
The ability to be trusted.
Mm.
To me, that is faithfulness.
Okay.
Okay.
The ability to be trusted. Okay.
Yeah, I also.
Diamond Prince.
Yeah, I think today is my first time of joining this program,
Yes.
and I think when I sit back, I see the input that you make, and today I'm sitting on the hot seat. Want to express my view about this.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Faithfulness, maybe as we are linking it to marriage, or faithfulness in general. Someone can talk about faithfulness being faithful or having fidelity in marriages and to your vows.
Okay.
It means that you walk the talk. That is not being fidel, not normally people may talk about adultery and other things, but as we start or as we go in deeper, we can bring a lot of things about.
Okay.
And so faithfulness means being stuck to the principles or the things that you vowed for during marriage. Then you go according to it. But normally people link faithfulness to only adultery or fidelity and other things. But as we go together and we discuss, I think a lot of things will come about. So simply maybe you sticking to your vows. That is what I want. That is what I want to say. Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, let's say someone who did a traditional marriage without any vow can.
I think for traditional marriage, I think there should be a vow, or how is it?
But
Because you talk to.
Faithfulness should not just limit, as you said earlier, limited to only couples. Every relationship, faithfulness is a key. For the relationship to stand, faithfulness should be a key. Even if you read the Bible, 1 Corinthians 4:2, it says that, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. So not only in marriage, but as a human relationship with God, relationship with human beings, faithfulness is a key.
Yes.
That is very necessary.
Yeah, generally, while I was linking it to marriage, because generally, though we'll be coming there, but our topic is more of the marriage issue. Yeah, because faith, that's why I specifically linked it to only the vows. But there, if you heard what I was saying, that whilst we are going, I think a lot of things will come up. Yeah, but generally you asked about faithfulness, but I took it in that perspective, in which is maybe a little aspect of it, because faithfulness may be a vague or a bigger topic, which is supposed to cut across a lot.
But now we are limiting it to marriage.
Yeah, that was why I was talking about being stuck to the vows that you made. That is it. But like you said, I totally agree with you.
So you were saying that, for example, like the traditional marriage, there was nothing like a vow. So what is it that you are sticking to?
Yes.
You are sticking to the principle of marriage.
I see.
Yes, if you really understand what marriage is about. So I think your faithfulness is needed in that aspect.
That's right. Your faithfulness is needed in that aspect. If you did a traditional marriage or a white wedding, you still have your vows to be faithful with.
And even with that, and not to cut you, because like the traditional marriage, for instance, you go and you just like you're going to request the lady from the parents, and you tell the parents that you take good care of the person. I think it's similar like making a vow, because nobody will just give the daughter or the son to you so that you go and mishandle the person. But at the course of it, maybe they tell you that my daughter is leaving or he's going, maybe the daughter may feel comfortable here, but please take good care of the person for me. It's in that aspect we can say it's like being a little. I can consider it as a vow.
Maybe apart from that too, as I said earlier on, the marriage is like a commitment, right? So the mind of you going to marry should be the woman or the man was living with his or her family. So you going to take the person out of that family, meaning all the responsibilities of the members of the family towards your spouse has become your responsibility. Right. The responsibility of the mother, the responsibility of the father, the responsibility of the siblings, those responsibilities have shifted to you. Immediately the person becomes yours. It's both sides. Sometimes maybe we, the lady, we think that comes to them, that responsibility comes to the man. But I am seeing my husband as I take him as my son, my brother.
That's right.
Yes, my son playing the part of both his mother and his father at the same time. So I see him as a son. I also see him as my brother or my sister, and I also see him as my husband. So 3 in 1. So I if all those things is in my mind, then I should keep it that I have to be faithful in all those aspects. Faithful as a mother, faithful as his father, faithful as his siblings, faithful as his wife. So with those things, no, I think that the vow also coming. Yes.
Today we want to talk about the vow.
Wow. Viewers, you are listening to Home Sweet Home program. We are talking about faithfulness in marriage. Faithfulness in marriage. Let me ask this question. When Mommy was giving your submission, you said it's being trusted.
The ability.
Yes.
Of being trusted.
Yes. So, for example, can we combine faithfulness with transparency?
Faithfulness and I think
yes.
It's both hand in hand.
Because if I am not transparent, it means that I might not be faithful.
Of course.
We are not talking about extramarital affairs, but being faithful, being transparent, it just gives your partner the ability to trust you the more. So linking the faithfulness with the trust, I think the transparency too can be part of it.
So the transparency could be like not keeping secrets, right?
Not keeping secret, being open.
Yes, it's also part of the being faithful. Yes, because if you are not open, it will also work against your faithfulness.
That's right.
And there are so many things also that test our faithfulness in marriage. It can be sickness. Sickness tests our faithfulness. One of your partner is sick, is indisposed. It can test your faithfulness in the marriage. Childlessness can also test our faithfulness. Our jobs, there are some people, the kind of job they do takes them away for about 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and others. So sometimes jobs also test our faithfulness. Sudden prosperity. Yes, prosperity is also another common another thing that could test our faithfulness. Maybe from the beginning you started in a very small beginning, but all of a sudden things start changing, and you see that sometimes it becomes very hard to handle. And it is also a circumstances that will test whether
you are faithful.
Yes, you are faithful or not. Poverty is also, if prosperity, then you know that poverty will also be another thing that could test our faithfulness. And sometimes childlessness, as I said,
this is JafriQ Radio
already.
Yes.
Sometimes impotence.
Impotence.
Impotence also, maybe on the part of the man. The man is not able to perform. It also tests faithfulness in marriage. So there are so many things, and all these things you have to bear in mind right now. If, for example, the problem of sickness sets in, how am I going to handle it? Am I going to stay faithful? It depends.
Like so, one partner cannot perform well.
Yes, it can also be maybe because there are some, maybe for example, we the women, sometimes there are some things that prevent us, as you are saying, the performance. Maybe there are some women, maybe due to this kind of fibroid or some other things, sometimes when it gets to their menstrual periods, some may even flow 2 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks. All those times they are flowing, and those times you the man, you cannot come in. It is a sickness.
Okay.
And until that thing is taken care of, you are going to live with that. And maybe after the 3 weeks or those long time of blood flow, maybe it comes with pains after the flow. Then pains come. You want to penetrate, but your wife is feeling pains. All those things, sickness. So it is something that you test, whether you test your faithfulness. So as we said, faithfulness is an important key in relationship, especially marriages. So yes, we should keep all these things in mind. And though these are common grounds that would test our faithfulness, there are also some things that maybe sometimes we ourselves we do that is like a potential to like a breeding ground that unfaithfulness could set in. So maybe I'll end here and give you the chance.
But I think you said all that I supposed to say.
Elder always like your submission.
Yes, normally when I sit back, the signs that I give. Yeah, but I think you were talking about transparency. Transparency is very, very important. Let me say that when the marriage become opaque, it brings a lot of problems. Opaque as in you cannot see what is happening.
That's right.
Yes, but when it becomes transparent, when I'm doing this, the wife is aware. When I'm facing this challenge, the wife is aware. And so what I want to say is that in order for marriages to be very, to be successful, there needs to be that transparency. And transparency, especially, I linked it with when you were talking about trust. Because if you trust the person, but normally it depends, if someone will trust, it depends on what you've done.
What you've done, exactly.
If I've been hiding the things from you, all of a sudden, like I've been keeping mute on certain, and all of a sudden you've let's say I've gone and opened an account and you don't, and all of a sudden you see, then it diminishes the trust. But immediately I become transparent. Oh, you know that this is the amount of money in my account.
That's right.
This is what I have. You know definitely that surely you know everything at the person. So when the person is committed to you, he becomes so faithful to you that even when you do something, it will never even push the person. Right. So faithfulness normally goes with transparency, and as you link it to trust, yes, because normally someone will marry somebody because maybe he trusts the person. That's why you can't just wake up and say, oh, I want to marry you. You need to maybe study the person for some time, and at the end of the day, as you move with the person, you build the trust in the person. You know that even if I close my eyes, this person will not do this. Right. But all boils to transparency.
Transparency.
Yes, that is what I want to say.
Yeah. there was a woman that I know. She got married, not knowing the woman has 3 children, but the husband didn't know.
Wow.
She never told him. So one day, the children were grown up, and the mother couldn't handle them again. They, and then he brought them back. So one day the husband came from work, met these 3 children, and asking, where are they from? And even during the marriage, he didn't see those children as the family members. There that the woman opened up and told him that
This is it.
this is my children.
Wow.
And it was a very big issue. At the end of the day, the man divorced the wife because she has not been faithful.
So yes, in this case, as we said, faithfulness is very important.
Very, very important.
Faithfulness, some importance of faithfulness is that it makes the marriage last.
Yes,
Exactly.
of course.
And even faithfulness can give you good sex. Yes, in marriage, if there is faithfulness, each and every one is open up to
That's
give
right.
his
Yes.
or her best. I cannot have intimacy with somebody I don't trust.
Of course.
If the trust is working, I because we are naked.
Yes.
We are naked.
And
So
you can't do this thing without being naked.
yes.
Yes.
So faithfulness is very
Are you
important.
sure?
It's it is very, very important. Very, very important. Yes. Trust is easily broken,
Of course.
Yes.
but to get it back,
But yes.
That's the
it's
point.
very, very difficult.
Yes.
So it is always important for us to guard that thing. Always to be trusted by our spouse.
That's right.
Yeah, a classical example, like mommy you are talking about. I think this is a general thing that happened. One football, I think Odate Lamte also.
Yeah.
Yes, he married the wife for almost 20 years, and he later found out that the 3 kids that he's having with was not his kids.
It was
After yes,
tough time for him.
yes.
I
So
saw his interview.
so they went
He was
for a
sharing
DNA,
tips.
and they did the DNA, and they realized that all the 3 kids, after marrying the man for almost 20 something or
Yes.
20 years, all the 3 kids were not his. On this situation, what do you say? So it's all about, but in other words, I think that initially maybe the man was trusting him, but it got to some point. He realized that
Things were not
things
going
were
right.
I think that prompted him to maybe go and do that test and other things. Then later he realized that that is it. So I think that being faithful is very, very essential.
Very, very
because in that
essential.
situation, it's not everybody who can stomach that thing.
Yeah.
Just living with the person you've been sleeping, you think that you are the man enjoying the thing. Meanwhile, so the woman take the thing, give the man he has been enjoying, but at the end of the day, the end result that comes is not his. In this situation, what do you mean? So it's all about the family or the man or the woman being faithful, because if you are being faithful to your partner, you never do these things.
Exactly.
You never do this thing. Not that I'm condemning, but this thing has been sent to court already. And you know, the interesting thing was that the woman, when it went to the court, the woman wanted them to share the properties into 2 so that he would take hers and other things.
I think the initial stage they shared the
They
properties
shared it,
or
yes,
something.
and later it went
And
to court
later
again.
it went again.
Yes, and they had to.
they had to give back.
So yeah.
What
So
they
you
owe
ask
to the man.
yourself what happened
Happened, yes.
What
that this
happened?
woman was still with this
This is
man
JafriQ Radio.
and still went behind him.
Yes.
What
Others
happened?
were saying he is impotent. And later he got married.
Married to,
So-
yes.
so-
and then he has given birth.
Birth.
So
that-
right now, if it is impotency, as we said from the beginning,
Yes.
impotence is a
A
test.
test, yes.
A test of your faithfulness,
Yes.
because the marriage, you know what it means. for better, for worse.
Yes.
So you go inside, and maybe it's because of one or two reasons it happened.
Okay. Yes.
So I don't know what happened. Was it that it was the fault of the man not being faithful to the woman that gave ground for the woman to commit adultery? Because unfaithfulness, lack of faithfulness also give way to adultery.
Yeah, that was
extramarital
linking
affairs.
to the definition that I started. You
So-
know, my definition that initially I was talking
That's
about
right.
not sticking to the vows.
So-
So it
Vows.
links to infidelity.
Infidelity.
Yes. So that was where I was coming in. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It's a very big issue nowadays. Yes, it's a very, very big issue that it's troubling a lot of marriages. Yes.
and I think there are so many things to that brings about unfaithful that make people not to be faithful
Of course.
in marriage.
Yes.
For example, okay, both the man and the woman, when you stop being attractive, maybe that's one. Most of the time it is the men that blame we the women that
Yes.
after marriage
You
we
don't-
decide not to look attractive again. Any kind of dress go, we can decide not to wash our hair for months. Okay, that's why maybe when you go back to my country, that one is there. There are some women who could carry some kind of hairs for
job.
1
Yeah,
month,
okay.
2 months, no washing, and everything is just like that. We don't care about our dressing, our appearance. So sometimes it also breed grounds for unfaithfulness,
Yes.
and sometimes to not careful about what we eat, our weight,
Yes.
all those kind of things. Also, they are potential or things that's a breeding ground for being unfaithful. So what I would say is that the fact that you marry doesn't mean that you should just relax.
Yeah.
You have to
need
at
work
least
out.
yes.
Yes.
It's an effort. Marriage is an effort. It doesn't come just like that.
Yes, of course.
It is work. You have to do it every day. So if maybe because I'm married, so I will not take care of my appearance, I will not take care of my weight. And another thing also, lack of communication.
Good. That was the point I wanted. Yeah.
We talked about it last week.
Last week,
Yeah.
yeah.
Lack of communication. And I was listening to one man like this. He said even you refusing not to talk is also a communication.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
You
refusing to
I
talk is
think-
also
Well,
communication.
Means there's something wrong.
Yes, there is something wrong. Refusing
Okay.
to talk. So lack of communication also, and as I said earlier on, this kind of long distance jobs.
Yes.
You go for months, for weeks, for years without seeing your partner, and sometimes to working with the opposite sex. It's those kind of things too. You are out from your
family.
your family,
Family.
but maybe the person you work closely with
Yeah.
is
Maybe
a lady or
yeah.
a man, and so many things
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So many things happen. So if such a thing happen, we should
Be mindful.
yes, we
and-
should be
yes.
mindful. Especially the ladies, I will plead that we'll check our appearance, because there are many desperate ladies out there that are desperately looking for. They wish to be in your shoes. So you relax a little, and men are attracted by sight.
Of course. I always say that
This is JafriQ Radio.
if the problem of men will solve, unless all men become blind.
Oh, I
Yes.
see.
Of course, because we are moved by sight.
Moved by sight.
Yes.
And women are moved by
Because
touch.
normally, yes, before a man will move to a lady, it's just like a flower. You know, the flower, we have the petals.
Okay.
The petals attract the birds or even the bee. Because the petals, you see that that is the beautiful part of the flower. So you see that this flower is red, it's yellowish, then it will attract the person. Then he will go after attracting it. Then it will go inside to eat what is in it. So for men's problem to solve, unless we become blind.
Then we have to women. We have to start praying that our men go blind.
No, that's what that one is very dangerous.
Why will it be that a certain man
spiritual?
Also, spiritual blindness.
And not physical.
I think this point may not be all that exclusive, but some way or somehow it may be. Why is it that a man will be standing with the woman, with the woman being attractive, but you see another woman pass, all of a sudden the man will turn the neck to go and watch the other person. You see that? Meanwhile, the person is standing equally with another woman. And that's why
this is JafriQ Radio.
If our mind or our eyes are closed, it means that you not see these things that will be attracting you. That is the point that I'm making. So faithfulness, as Dickness was taking, as in communication is very important. That I also think that unsatisfied sex is also a problem.
Exactly.
Yes.
Unsatisfied and unfrequent.
Yes.
It should be frequent and it
honestly,
should be
men like this, like sex. That one is true.
Well,
majority of men.
Majority of them.
Okay, not let me say, I can't say that not all men. I can't say that men. Not all men do not like this thing. When you take about 99.9, that is the truth.
Yeah, but there was one man I heard from the wife that unless she make advances, the husband doesn't do anything. He can stay in the room for 1 year. If the woman, he will be there like brother and sister.
Wow.
Nothing pushes him. Yeah, so some men, I don't know whether it is their nature. Yeah, but it's not normal. I guess.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Because most of the time it is the men who do the chasing.
But these days the ladies too do the chasing.
Yes, so things has changed. Now women. At first, when we talk of unfaithfulness, we all look at the men.
The men, exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
but now it has changed. Most of the women are unfaithful.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Especially when this thing of that DNA test came in, then we could see that there are many marriages which are having problem due to unfaithfulness.
So why do you think they are staying in the marriage, but they'll go out and have an affair and bring the seed into the marriage?
Some may be poverty, as you said.
Poverty, okay.
Yes, maybe the lady needs money, and the husband is unable to provide.
But
so others may,
But I also
think
the unsatisfied sex can because the man may be doing the thing all right, but the woman may sometimes, depending on the past experiences, can be part of
that. That is the problem.
And the other thing to even not on the past experiences, but how the woman wants the sex to be, she cannot even communicate it well with the man. So it means that the person may go out and also
do it,
and the other one also can be past relationship, depending on how her former relationship was. Maybe the man is not giving an equal experience. So normally they say in
vice versa.
Yes, so he can easily it becomes very difficult to maybe break the relationship between the former if that person is not having a godly mind. He can go to the other person depending on the experiences, because when you could see that maybe the former husband can take her maybe 5 rounds and each round maybe 30 minutes, but meanwhile the new one that he has taken maybe 3 seconds and
normal.
It's not normal, but this is just assumptions. Assumptions that I make it, because this one is not machine sex.
Exactly.
If we come to that aspect, then we should be mindful of these expectations and comparison.
Yes.
Great.
Okay?
Yes.
Because there was something that wasn't.
This is JafriQ Radio.
X. That's why you couldn't stay in the relationship and you are married now. So once you are married, you need to bring a closed door on every kind of thing.
Yes.
Great.
And as I said, how you want the food to taste, you need to prepare it. Maybe in my former relationship, this was how we do it, and it was really wonderful. Why can't I help my husband or my wife live up and above what I was experiencing before to bring peace? Okay, so I think comparison and always expecting something is one of the things that causes this kind of things, being unfaithful. Yes, we should try as much as possible to avoid comparing our husbands or our wives with our exes. And another thing also, there are some couples, they don't share the same bedroom. They have separate bedrooms. That is also another thing that causes this unfaithfulness in marriage. So if we are able to share the same bedroom, the same bed, I think the connection clicks. And there are so many things that we could do together. Maybe like bathing together, maybe doing so many things together. When you are taking a walk, you hold each other. Those kind of some petty things that we do. So if all these things are in place, I think we will go a long way.
Yeah, but like what you are saying, you are married as couples, and we normally say the two shall be one. And meanwhile, you are sharing separate bedrooms. So it means that when the day you feel for sex or the day you feel for something, you go. That is supposed not to be like that. Yes, it means that maybe you are marrying the person for maybe a specific reason, but it's supposed to be not like that. You're supposed to share. Even sharing the same bed, maybe this is an assumption. It means that you are sharing the same problem. It means that when there is an issue, when an issue comes, you both think together.
Exactly.
When you have separate beds, it means that when a problem comes, it means that it becomes a selfish thing. You think about yourself. But when you both share the same bed, it means there is sort of unity here. Yes. It is that time that you can have good communication. It is that time that you need something or there is something that you can have, but meanwhile, this person is sleeping here. This person is sleeping here. All of a sudden, how will you have a faithful or a good marriage? I think that is, So in my way, like you are saying, it is not advisable for marriage couple. For instance, I've seen that before. And I've seen
very, very common.
Yeah, Japan here.
In Japan.
No, okay, I didn't know. But even in Ghana, I saw some before. Yeah, some a relative. The husband was sleeping in a different room, and the wife was sleeping in a different room in the same house. So I think that anytime he wants to do that thing, then he move to that.
And so sometimes I said this thing, the prosperity, because before we have this chamber and hall,
and even single room.
Yes, why will you have your separate bedroom? But when you start having money and start building your mansions, please, I don't want any disturbance. I don't want to come in to see my money issues and those kind of things.
Wow.
Be in your bedroom, I'll also be in my bedroom. No. I don't think that is the best. We should try as much as possible. If you and your wife or your husband sleep in separate bedrooms, I'll plead that to make the marriage work. Please come together, share the same bed. If possible, take shower together, do so many things together, and it will go a long way to bring you together.
I want to
heard it by yourself, so please, it's advice from Mama Naomi. Listen.
Yeah, Dickness, I want to add something. I think one of the points was not feeling committed in relationship or in marriage. It can lead, and I want to read something. Lacking love and lacking commitment to a current romantic partner are both tied to general feelings of relationship dissatisfaction. They may go hand in hand. In terms of commitment, nearly 41% of participants indicated that was a research, that having low levels of commitment to their romantic partner motivate their cheating.
Oh.
Yes.
So,
lack of commitment.
Lack of commitment.
You know, sometimes, like you were saying, especially men, when we're looking for the ladies, you see, when you can be calling the person a lot. Look at the level of commitment that. I used to say something that maybe when you are looking for a woman, and in Chi you said "Oba krokro no that way." When she's even you even be smart.
Please be careful.
Yes.
Yes. But immediately you marry the person, then she does she's for what's wrong?
Your friend is opening kwejo. So during the relationship, if maybe you are going somewhere, now we'll crow. Hey, Merura, insure the hampacho showing you what no was son and son. Then some worry here. Obesha na manakoto nsun na wunsu da ho na wani tuetia those kind of things. What happened during those days that you were so
we forgot about our commitment.
And as I've been saying that men and women,
This is JafriQ Radio.
Love is different. For man, when you say I love you, it doesn't make anything to him. I love you to him means action.
Yes.
You say you love me. What shows that you love me? You see, when it comes to women, when you say I love you, so really you love me. What that you love, you say you love me means to me is that you give me your time, your care, and your maximum support. So if I don't see that from you, my husband, I don't see that kind of love. So you saying love, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, of course.
And the man, without you acting, what you really mean by that love, maybe the acting in that respect, I would say respect. Men love respect.
Of course, yeah.
They love honor. You realize that men, they respect people who are above them. If a man sees somebody is above, they respect the person. And they love people who are under them. They tend to fight people who try to compete with them.
Of course.
So in your marriage, what kind of woman are you? Are you the one that is, I'm talking in the perspective of men appreciating respect and honor above all things. So for example, in the marriage, you the woman, are you trying to be above the man? The man is going to not really. Maybe are you the one who is trying to compete with your man? He's going to fight you.
Of course.
Exactly.
If you want to tell your man that I know more than you do, he'll fight you. But if you bring yourself, submit. So most families that progress, that is joy, unity in the family, you see that submission is working.
Of course.
Men love people that they know that they are under them, that they can head over them.
Of course.
And for all you know, men and women, we represent God.
Yeah.
I, as a woman, I have a dimension of God.
Of course.
That is the caring aspect, the submitting aspect, the humility aspect of God. And the man is also representing a kind of dimension in God. The authority, they have that kind of authority, power, dominion, and those kind of things. So all those things come together. Just imagine the world with only men. There's not going to be care.
No, that's what
So, and just also imagine the world.
Didn't you see the happiness of Adam when God created?
So,
yes,
a part of God has come in a different form.
Yes.
So it is not good that a man, you compete with a woman.
Of course.
Because obiandi nilemu,
yes.
God planned it that way. You have your responsibility to perform. That will bring faithfulness into the marriage.
Yes.
I also have my responsibility. So if I don't perform my responsibility as a woman, representing that dimension of God in the marriage, it can bring unfaithfulness.
Okay.
And as the man, if you also don't represent that dimension of God in the marriage, it will also bring friction.
Of course.
So we should also all stay in our lane, not compete with each other. If competition comes in, there is always fighting.
Of course.
So we should try as much as possible to also see your husband as a dimension of God. Great. See yourself also as a dimension of God, and let's play it that way. Women are caring, God is caring. Men have power and authority, they are supposed to protect. God is also a protector. So that kind of thing, if we understand it that way, but we play our role perfectly, and I think this kind of unfaithfulness we are talking about, we will not experience it.
Wow. Ebusia for where they asuma o. The wile mu na me nso me di medium. My ni ye kru no mu nye yere so den. Obi say medium your ba kuku ni o. O kamia make can obi. E basa na o ankasa wo say waware.
Of course.
So ye ni no bia ndi ni lame. Perform your duty as a woman, and your husband also perform his duty as a man. Viewers, we're left with 2 minutes and we'll go on break. So the next 2 minutes we'll go on break, and after that we'll come back. But yes, I heard some of the women also say there was an interview. What brings this unfaithfulness? And the woman was saying some men.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Are very, very small, and and it may be that some women has also had their past experience and they enjoyed those past, but when they got married, they find out that the man is too small for them. It can also bring unfaithfulness. So a lot of women were interviewed and they were saying the same thing, that someone say medium if I say that kind of things. Yeah. So I mean, in this case, when it happens like this, what should we do? I think as for those Christians and other stuff, I think it might not be a problem. But when we see it in a general view, what advice should we give such people? That if you marry and your husband's manhood is not as big as you want.
But on a lighter note, there are some that are small but can work effectively. And some too that are big, but they cannot do the job well. What about that one?
Okay, some too are big, they cannot do the work well. Okay, we will go on break. And when we come back, Elder Prince will explain more about it, and you hear it by yourself. So, until we come back, please stay tuned and don't go away.
Baby, do him some favor. I feel so just if he man. Said out there, Roger, man, man, shoving him do stuff if I'm home. I did, maybe I didn't know some kind of my film. You're too sexy, you're too bad, you're too naughty. Oh, I got to stop up, see me don't so much, but I want you know. Maybe this will be a moment. Maybe don't so much about Vienna. Maybe this Santa Gabriel, it's a be a hobby. Georgia, so simple, the cars and the bottom, maybe a hobby. Georgia, so simple, the be mistress, maybe a hobby. Georgia, so simple, the be mistress.
Mifita crowd me a whole na mabaha. Me pebesia only kunina menatana. Into menya waka kind the case nana pa. Me pedo pack to panago.
This is JafriQ Radio. This is JafriQ Radio.
Shade matadi. Shade se wakudo. Ekuku wanki fi Fernando po. Hey original pizzy hard to ho. Every coast with flow with sherry coco. Aye nina. Share. Mama gaba. Komi big tree. Maba na maba.
Never be less someone is not my baby. I did have him done. I buy a bomb banana, bought a chip. They have a dollar style. Never be less someone is not my baby. I did have him done. I buy a bomb banana, bought a chip. Why a food that I morning come? My family no guy. You're getting tibia. Morning Sunday. I don't call no darling. Why a food that I morning come? My family no guy.
Hello, viewers. Welcome back. Thank you so much for stay tuned. Thank you. We are back. The program continues. We are talking of faithfulness in marriage.
This is JafriQ Radio.
In marriage. Don't forget that this program is sponsored by Bayside, the Church of Pentecost in Japan, Zion Company Limited, AfroKids Japan, Turmeric Hotel at East Legon, Ghana, Willie Knox Jeans, and 1225 Jeans. They are sponsoring this program. And if you are out there and you want to sponsor this program too, you are very much welcome. Just come and support. Just come If you have a company, we will do the promotion for you very, very.
This is JafriQ Radio.
And also, those who have the announcement to make, you can still contact us and we will make your announcement for you. If you are in Japan and you have the outdooring, the funeral, or any other event, you can call this number. If you are outside Japan, it's +81 704231 9331. And if you are inside Japan, you can call 070 4231 9331. Just call us and we will negotiate with you. Yes. Before we went on commercial break, we were talking of somebody saying the ex's manhood.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Big and it satisfied her, and then the current husband is too small. Based on that, she has turned away and just doing outside the marriage. So POD.
I would like to say it.
Okay, Mama,
You say it first.
Okay, Mama.
Then I'm only
Said ladies first.
Ladies first.
Okay.
No human being is perfect.
Sure.
The only perfect person is God. There was something in your ex that made you not to settle down with him. That's why you found something in your husband. That was why you left your ex and got married to your husband. So I will advise, base or build your love on that thing that drew you closer to the man you are with now. And upon that foundation, you can build your marriage on a solid rock.
Correct.
And I'll also say she should work on her mindset.
Exactly.
That is what you have on the table. How do I make it to be enjoyable to me? Work on your mindset and try to appreciate it and exploit each. They should exploit each other. Yes, it might be small, but it might be it might have its function.
Yes.
God didn't make a mistake by creating your ex one long and big and creating your husband's own small and short. It has a purpose.
Exactly.
And you can all just know if you study and explore how that one also works. So I think you should work on the mindset. What he saw in the man that drew her closer, you should build on that, and you should stop comparing the husband with the ex. The greatest and the strongest weapon against a man is to open your to make your man feel a failure. Why? Men are created to be winners. So if you could open your mouth or you act in a certain way that shows that
this is JafriQ Radio.
Failure or is weak, you have killed the spirit.
Kill the
The
spirit.
dimension of God that is placed in man is they can go through pressure. They are courageous. They are strong. They are winners. So if you make your man feel as if he has failed, he's a total failure.
This is JafriQ Radio.
And the person is really going to fight you. Yeah.
Of course. I just want to support what Dickness is saying. I think it's more of psychological, like she was saying.
Psychological, yeah.
I think one of the problem or the way maybe you can solve, especially when you use past experiences to enter into a new relationship, you always have a problem. But you should conscientize your mind that you are dealing with a different person. That was an old experience. Sometimes, even though it's difficult to erode those things, but you should conscientize your mind that, like you were saying, there is something that made you become attractive to this person that you are living with? Why don't you maintain that thing that made you feel or accept the proposal of the person, but rather you concentrate on the old? If there was something there that would have helped you, why did you leave?
Exactly.
So it means that you have a new experience. This is the new experience you have. So it means that now try to enjoy the short one and see how it works. Yeah, that is it. So this is the short man's thing. Taste the short man's thing and see how it's supposed to be.
So you see, you don't have an excuse.
Yes.
You don't have an excuse
to play this extramarital affairs, because God, in His own way, created others to be big. I mean, when you compare even human beings, we have short people.
Yes.
We have, but we are all there.
Exactly.
Yes, and it's, very, very good. So you have no reason to do that.
But this cannot be. I don't know whether it's acceptable here. Even currently, there are other medications that can, or is that one advisable?
that one is so dangerous.
Well, what I would like, I just want to give an advice to maybe the singles.
Okay.
Those of you who have already tested it before trying to get married, you can still let it work. What I would say is that if you get married, try as much as possible not to compare your husband or your wife with your ex. And those single ones, if it is possible, the right thing is to keep yourself. To prevent all this comparison. This person was like this, my husband, you are not like this. Just keep yourself holy and pure for the man or the woman who will have you as his or her own. So with that one, you don't have any past that you are going to look at, that my ex was like this, you are not like this, and all those things. So with the help of the Holy Spirit, it's not easy, but with the help of the Holy Spirit, you'll be able to stand. And maybe someone will ask, what are some of the things that could keep me from maybe testing the waters before entering into marriage? Have a close relationship with God. Have a close relationship with God.
Have a close relationship.
And if you are a Christian, you try as much as possible to be serviceable.
Great.
Doing His work to keep you busy, to take off those kind of feelings away from you, so that you can concentrate. And it is rewarding for a man keeping yourself, and on that glorious day you are presented with a beautiful bride, or you the woman keeping yourself so glorious, and on that day you are being presented with a very glorious bridegroom. Just look at how glorious and wonderful your home is going to be like.
Right.
So I think we can do it. If you put it in your mind, you can do it.
If you put it in your mind, you can do it.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, like we are saying, it's all about the mentality. You build up. Sometimes what you feed your mind will make you. So if you've already put those things in mind, that the past experience, this thing was so, or I've heard that those small ones is not enjoyable. The moment that thing enters your mind, it means that whatever work the small thing will do, you never appreciate it, but rather you take it like something that is new, that is a new experience altogether, that you want to enjoy it. So we need to work on our mentality, like you were saying. Like Christians, you need to feed our mind with the things of God. So when you feed your mind with the things of God, these things you even take it as a minute issue. You not even make it a big issue. It will never become part of the problems because marriage is not all about sex. There are a lot of things to think through. There are a lot of things, even aside the small pennies that he is talking about. There are other ways that the woman or the man can do together to even feel like you are okay.
Exactly.
There are other things like you say you need to explore. See a lot of ways that you can combine it so that it will make the marriage enjoyable.
Wow.
That is what I want to say.
It will make our marriage enjoyable.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Let me just read a few messages that has come. We have Zaxon Brown. He said, nice program. And we have Ernest Dafoe. He said, a faithful spouse will wholeheartedly fulfill his or her duties and obligations to their spouse.
Sure.
It's true.
Elder Ernest, Nyamishra.
What can you
God bless you.
Like we were talking, aside the other one you were talking, I think with respect to even faithfulness, even in terms of monetary aspect too, though we are making other suggestions. A certain woman, maybe he's into business, but he hides the money from the husband. Even his salary, the husband doesn't know what he takes at the end of the month. At the end, do you know something? Sometimes the salary, she knows that this is the amount that she takes, but at the end of the day, she will maybe take half and tell the husband that this is the money that I take.
Wow.
So these things are all part of the unfaithful. So later when maybe like when you're in Ghana, for instance, and maybe one day the man will go and see the lady's pay slip, and at the end of the day you go and say, this is the amount my wife is having, or this is the thing that my husband is having, and these things can bring about unfaithfulness or break up in marriages and other things. So what I know is that so far as you marry, in order to remain faithful, the transparency, let your wife or your husband see everything, just like be transparent. Do not hide, because on the vow day or on the altar, you said for better, for worse.
For better, for
yes,
worse.
And you are living forever and till death do you apart. It means that this is a lifetime thing. You want to live it's the same relationship that you'll be making kids out of it. So what do you want to teach your kid? So the things that you'll be doing, you'll be transferring the same thing to the kid. And here comes, you're not being faithful to your husband. You don't tell him what is this. What is it? At the end of the day, and he finds that sometimes it may bring a lot of things. Yeah.
And we should also be caring and loving. Caring on the part of the woman and loving on the part of the man.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Sometimes, like the transparency you are talking about when it comes to our finances, there are some ladies, they are very transparent, okay? But when it comes to the love aspect, maybe at the end of the month, I, the woman, I've brought all my money to the table. But when it comes, maybe for example, I'm talking in perspective of we those outside.
Okay.
We have according to our culture, we need to take care of our parents and maybe other things. So now I have brought my money because I'm caring. I've brought it. You also try to show your love as the man. When it comes to the sharing, it should also appear. There are some men, they take it like that, but they ignore the family of the women. And they rather take care of they think of only their parts. Neglecting maybe some of the things is that I was the one who brought you abroad. So that one alone is enough thing that I have done your family.
Wow.
It is happening. It is happening. Sometimes the man are in charge of the money. Okay, even the chop money to give to the woman, maybe to take care of herself, also becomes a problem. If I want this
is JafriQ Radio.
I need to buy tomatoes, I need to buy my panty, I need to buy my everything. So like some of the times you feel either the woman or the man, they are not trying to be sensitive to each other's feeling. And as I said, love to me means satisfying my emotional and psychological needs.
Of course.
So you the man, if you the man as my husband, if you are not able to satisfy my psychological and my emotional needs, I'm going to be deficient in performing my duty as a wife.
That is true.
The same also
Very,
applies
very
to the
true.
man. So if I'm able to submit myself enough to bring my money on board, show me that kind of love and care. I'm also a person. I came for a family.
Of course.
I didn't just come up like that, a grown-up woman that you just saw somewhere. I was brought up somewhere. Some people took care of me. So if it comes to that aspect, we need to let our God-given dimension come to play. When you are taking off your family, think also about the other family too, so that there will be equal grounds, not to generate this kind of distrust, unfaithfulness, I'm going away, and all those things. No, we should try as much as possible to play our part as a husband, as a wife in the family. If we do that, that unfaithfulness aspect will be taken away.
Of course. Yeah, I think that is true. Yeah.
So, men and women out there, you see, we need to take care of each other. I mean, thinking about your family alone, well, I mean, produce mistrust, because I cannot, I mean, trusted you so much, and even the family of the other party, you will just, I mean, I don't know what to put it, but they will see you as a cheat or something, because they just trusted you so much and they have given you their daughter or their son. So if it happens like that, it will be unfair.
Very, very unfair.
So
this is JafriQ Radio.
Our possible best to, I mean, give equal opportunities to ourselves and our families.
Just imagine,
Will help.
like from, I don't know whether other African countries are like that, but from Ghana, the moment you travel out, everybody is looking up to you, whether you are a man or a woman,
whether you work or not.
Yes, everybody is looking up to you.
So far as you've joined the plane,
yes,
your level change.
So
Your
I
level
think
change.
husband and
You are
wife
rich.
should also have that cultural aspect also in mind. My family as a woman are looking up to me once I have traveled out. Same the man. So we should also, that cultural aspect, maybe other countries is not like that. It's, we only concentrate on only the nuclear family, myself, my husband or my wife, and the children. Other cultures is like that. But when you come to the African culture, it's different.
It's
Yeah,
different.
that one is
It's
true.
different.
If you are home, it's also different. But when you travel, the expectation is so high.
Yeah, it's different.
So if it happens that one area is going down, it becomes a big problem. And even the family back home also starts raising eyebrows.
That's right.
What is going on? They start asking questions. And it put pressure on the marriage too.
Yes, yeah.
It puts pressure on one party. So many things happens. So if we, as I said from the beginning, if we refuse to perform our God-given duties as a husband and wife, it also happens that way.
Yeah, with respect to traveling aspect that you are talking, I wished maybe every best person should travel for a while and get that.
That will never happen. You know that.
That is not possible.
It's not
Because,
possible.
Yeah,
It's
that
not
is not possible. But that is my wish. I wish at least if someone have because when you travel a bit, the orientation changes.
Exactly.
How you know, when we were young, we used to think that our uncles or aunties who have traveled, they are wicked. But yes, no, when yes, Ghana won't fear, yes, but immediately you travel and come and experience that thing.
Then you know that yes, there is something.
There is something there.
There's something there.
Yeah. That is it.
Someone say travel and see. Travel and see. You see that it's not easy as we think.
Yeah. And aside traveling, I think we need to also read a lot. When we read, you can have. It's not all that. Maybe you may not have the opportunity to travel, but there are certain things people have written that tells us about the experiences others have done. So when you read a lot, it exposes you to also change your mentality about certain things. How people, you know, our orientation is different and how we see certain things. But immediately you start to read, it changes your mind a bit. It changes your mind a bit. So it makes you to understand the realities of certain situations may not be applicable at certain places. Like you were saying. Even with Ghana, certain tribes, it may differ tribe by tribe. So immediately you have that experience, reading and understanding how traveling is, how people suffer. You know, sometimes someone will say that my breasts are na be drew hand, I don't know and those things. But people may think that and sometimes someone will, when you are back home, someone will think that immediately you call the person, you have to bring money. But meanwhile, you may not know the situation the person is going through and other things. Yeah. So there are a lot of things that come into it. So then those back home will just be angry. But it's a lot of things.
So if all this pressure is coming in your among the two of you two, there is that kind of selfishness.
Yes, you can't perform.
Then the burden
will be very, very difficult to.
A lot.
So sometimes those pressures can be coming, but if the two of us we
understand.
We understand and hold each other together. We'll ignore all those things. But here lies the case: we are fighting each other, and extra ones are coming. Just imagine the pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
One a man traveled abroad, and due to the documentation, he was arrested, and all the family members are on this woman. You have told your husband not to call us, not to send us money. The woman explained to them that I myself have not heard from him.
Wow.
But they did not understand the woman. Until it took the man 9 years.
Wow.
And every time the family of the man was on the woman's side. So it is better for us to also be kind. Very, very kind to each other.
But I think all these things, it all depends on those who are married. That is why if all these family things can, though it is a perennial thing that has been going on, and it may hardly become difficult to solve it, because that is how we've been raised up.
That's right.
But it all, when these pressures and other things come, it depends on you, the man and the woman, how you manage these things.
Exactly.
How you explain things to. But the difficult aspect is sometimes when you explain it to them, they will not understand. But,
so don't waste your time explaining.
Yes.
Just
but it all depends on you, because you know what you are going through and you understand yourself. But sometimes when we conscientize our mind that we want to please people, that is the problem. But if you know in your heart that before God and man, you are doing the right thing, I think it should, because at the end of the day,
This is JafriQ Radio.
Believe that it's not, our judgment will not come from man. It's God that we're going to face. So if you try to appease human beings, there that the problem comes.
Yes.
But when we try to do that, I don't. So where should I go? But God knows that I don't have. And then I don't want to do anything that will go contrary to the principles and the things of God to get that money or to get that thing and give it to you. But in your heart, you know that you can't do it. I think that is the most important, because it's between you and God. But when you try to appease a man, that is where you will be faulted. And you try to go and do things that is beyond your ability. So that is what I want to come.
It's very, very true. There was this friend of mine who he complained to me some time ago that he has a friend who is a man of God, and when he traveled out, there was a time he asked for assistance, but all those time she was not working. So if the request come like that, she replied back, I don't have. But there was a time this man just sent her a message. Why is it that anytime that he asks of assistance to support the work of God, she doesn't want to do that? Is it that she has backsliding or so many things? She was struck to the heart. Really? You didn't even ask me how I'm doing, my job, how are my family?
How you pay your bills.
No. So if the pressure is there, but as you said, check your heart. If really you have it, yes, you can do it. But if you don't have it, you don't have to kill yourself. You just let it go, so that you'll be strong enough. And as we are talking about unfaithfulness, so someone may ask, how can I stay faithful in my marriage? How? How can I stay faithful in marriage? It is difficult. I am working with the opposite sex in my office. We work closely together. We go on trips, and sometimes we hold our meetings in hotels. How can I stay faithful?
This is JafriQ Radio.
Marriage with sad things. Sometimes I have this trekking jobs. I go out 3 months, 6 months, and all those time I go out, the working condition are fertile ground for those kind of things. How do I stay faithful?
You are asking the question. But number one, we don't forget that if you are married, you are married. And as soon as you go outside your marriage and do that extramarital affairs, you know that it's not good. It's a sin. Yes. So number one, you have to tell yourself, if you are working and your working schedule is so tight for you to, come home on time, you have to, what you said is you have to tune your mind.
Your mind is true.
And know that you are a married man, you are a married woman, and you don't need to do that.
Certainly.
Yes. Others travel year or two, but they could still, control their emotions and all these things. So just put it in your mind. Just tune in your mind that, yes, this is the situation. So I need to control myself.
Yeah, I also want to add something. If you respect yourself and your partner, you not do anything against the person. You remain faithful.
So respect.
Yes. If I respect you and I share the same bed with you, it means I need not. If you share you're supposed to share the same. You're supposed to share the same bed with the person, but you need to respect the person, even though it's not easy. But you need to have a respect for the person. That is why you've taken the person. You know, the interesting thing is that you saw a lot of women or even a lot of men, but you pinpointed and said, "Oh, this is the person I want to live with." Yeah. So it means that you need to close your zip on the other people, then open the zip to the person you are living with. It means that you are showing respect to the other person. Then you also need to know that the thing is for one person. Yes, it's for this person. Then you need not to share with the other person. It means that you are respecting the person.
Exactly. But what you said, set my mind to God and His children. Okay. So, what I would like to tell my cherished listeners is that see your spouse as your creator.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see your spouse as God, so everything, if you are going to sleep with another woman, you are being unfaithful to God. You should keep that. Every service you are offering, whether good or bad, you are offering it to God. You should keep that mindset in your mind, that your spouse is but is a supreme being.
Yes.
And another thing, as I said from the beginning, you try as much as possible to make a close relationship with your God.
Yes.
Okay? So if you have that close relationship, if you are going astray, there will be that prompting that what you are going to do is not right. You have that. Right. You have that. If every day you try to communicate with your maker, you try to have that kind of fellowship, it will be very difficult for you to turn against that fellowship and do another thing. And some people too are not fond of wearing their rings, especially the men.
I see.
And you know, when I was back in the senior high school, my headmaster said something, and I think it's almost 15 years ago when I completed the senior high school, and that thing always clicks in my mind.
Okay.
He said that see your wife as the most beautiful person on earth.
That's it.
If you see your wife as the most beautiful person, so whatever you see outside, you see it as ugly.
It's a mindset.
Mindset.
Yes.
Because what does your wife have that the other women don't have? It's the same thing. Isn't the same breast? Or is it? If the breast is big or is small, what is the name that we call it? It's only the adjective that we use to describe it.
Most of the men have that problem because they like testing. You see,
you
so
test the
they go and test. They go and test, then they start comparing.
Yes.
Why should you test after you have that big soup? With all the goodies that you need. Why?
Which you can eat morning, afternoon, evening, and even any day.
Anytime. You see?
We have some people who are also
This is JafriQ Radio.
Play boys and girls.
You know, the ring matter. You know, if someone has decided to cheat, it doesn't matter the ring. The person can be wearing it in the home. When he just put it in their pocket.
And even nowadays, it seems the ladies, they want the men with the ring.
Than those who
don't have, yes. So it
the ladies are seriously trying to get the men.
Because
they are rings.
Yes. So I think it's all about the mindset. And what you feed your mind. You know, that is why, Dickness, you were saying, when you have time to read the Bible, I'm not basically not being biblical, but when you have time to read the Bible, it changes your mind.
So many ways.
It changes your heart. So, normally, the Bible, as a man thinks of himself, so is he is. So what you feed, as you think, if I think about myself that I want to cheat, I will cheat.
You will cheat by
because I've put that thing in my mind. But if I put that in my mind, that, I respect my marriage, I respect my wife. Honestly, I am talking as a man. This thing is not easy. It's never easy. That's why I was saying that we are moved by sight. You will see a woman and you may not, sometimes you'll be working with somebody. You don't even have that mentality. Initially, you meet the person. You don't have that mentality that something will happen to the person. But as time goes on, you get closer. Then there is that intimacy that is coming. Then all of a sudden you may be drowned by something.
Exactly.
So sometimes it depends on
man, and you noticing that it's better you just break away a little.
Honestly, with
from
this
that person, if not,
this infidelity thing is the man that we normally have a problem. If when you take 100%, ladies do not have that. Even though ladies have that
nowadays,
problem, but it's changing.
Yes.
Okay, but from the experiences, but I think that
because of the dimension of God in us, it is difficult for a caring woman
who are married, to
do that,
as compared to a man. Yes. It may not be equal, but I'm talking about maybe percentage-wise. The man can be greater. It may be greater as compared to the woman. Like from where we are coming from. I'm speaking with respect to maybe the Ghanaian marriage. Men cheat more than maybe the woman. Why is it that it's easy for a man to marry 2 or 3, but it's not common for a woman to marry 2 or 3?
A friend of mine told me, a Japanese, he said about 99 women, married women in Japan here, 99% of them had their side chicks.
Wow. Okay.
Women.
Not why? Because
why? Because when they marry a husband and they gave birth, they see the man as a family.
Hey.
That was the explanation given. They see him as he is the father of the house. So you don't have the feeling of,
any hobby.
Hey. So they don't have feeling for them, but they can go outside and enjoy themselves.
Wow.
But the man remains.
This is JafriQ Radio.
A father and a husband inside the father. It happens.
So it means both of them see the wife as a mother.
As a mother.
And the wife also see the man as a father. You see how? The king of this world has blinded the eyes
she
of
was
people.
even asking me, so you have never had that? So what?
Wow.
You see
then
how
so isn't that too boring?
To just enjoying one thing.
Enjoying one thing and also being like, it looks as if you are sleeping with your father.
Hey.
This should give us a sober heart, or like how will I say it? It's a thing
Exactly.
Really, because if really they understand what marriage is, the joy it brings and the things that is embedded in marriage, things like that wouldn't happen. Lack of knowledge, my people perish. Why do you enjoy having a side chick whilst you and your husband or your wife share separate beds? But you can share your bed with somebody outside your marriage. I also learned that you can do it, but you should make sure that your wife or your husband doesn't get to know. If that one is okay, but it is like impolite for you to your husband to know that you have a side chick. You can do it, but don't let me see it. Look at it is so disheartening. It's so disheartening that maybe you eat the same food, you get. Is it true? Okay, let me ask. Is it maybe?
This is JafriQ Radio.
Wait, let me read. And someone has a question for you. So please let me read the messages that have come. We have Mr. Joe Bafo. He said, not only men, women too like testing.
But I think the men are more.
Yaya's Saudi Yambon said, the lady in the blue hair scarf said, you can do it anytime, every time. And then she paused and said, any again? There she stopped. Please ask her to complete it. Okay, so you can have it at any time. So complete it.
So anytime. I said anytime.
Every time. And I said you pause. And then you come again.
Anyhow you want to eat it. Anyhow you want to eat it. If you want to pour mayonnaise on it, you want to pour honey on it, you want to pour what? Any kind of dressing. Yes. Anyhow you want to eat it. Yes, the two of you. You can decide how.
So
anywhere you want to eat it. Yes, you can do that. How you want to eat it.
Mr. Yaya, I hope you are now understand. Anytime, anywhere.
Yes,
and how you want it.
How you want it. Any kind of dressing you want to add to it. It's up to you to do.
Yes. Someone may say that eating one food is not sweet. Eating one food. But remember that when you have rice, you can change that rice to rice ball. You can have rice water in it.
That's right.
You can have water in it.
You can have rice cake.
You can have rice cake, fried rice in it.
Fried
so one
rice.
food, you can have different styles and different things that will make you enjoy that one food anytime.
Right.
It's an adventure of love. An adventure, and it has so many
This
things.
is JafriQ Radio.
So many things in that, so wonderful things that you enjoy in that love adventure.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Again, Mr. Yaya understands, so he gave you. Oh, Mr. Yaya, my producer told me that you came yesterday.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. We enjoyed your program yesterday. Thank you so much. Wow. So you can make it the way you want.
Yes.
You
can have
make
one
it
food
the way you want. So it's better.
It's still right.
It's still right.
But it has different name.
Yes.
The same wache.
Do you know?
And even it tastes
Wait.
differently.
Wait, I want to ask. They said eating the same food. Eating the same food is like abuna or something.
Yes.
Is it not the same Is it not the same thing? Is it not if it is the same rice, the same thing on your wife? Is it not the same thing on the other woman?
That's right.
Is it a different? Do you have a different name?
A name for that? Yes.
No. So you can't just say that it is eating the same food. The one that you are not going to, is it not the same thing?
Yes.
Sometimes the problem is maybe the other one, how he will do to the person.
How you do that is.
But you can teach your wife.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
I like
how
this thing.
how you want to eat it.
The most
it depends on you.
That we make. There was a time Openi Kojotre was saying this. Osisa obano oyompena. E kwan bi obefa so a obeye ne ho no. Obeye. Se oberema no ne nsa beka no.
Yes.
Obetare hu nti style untumi kora no.
Obeye ne achi. Obeye blog akese.
Siwe ho. Eti empena no o yire ne ho ye nea. Eboro na ho ode mposo. But a wife will not do that. Why means others even care so much for their husbands not to, use the men so much to drain them of their health.
It's true.
But sometimes too,
yes.
people, the other ladies may also think that when she does that, the man will have a different or a mentality about the person.
I think that was before.
Saying, hey,
I think that was before, but I think now the men are open up.
Because now, even the small kids.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Yeah, so for now, I think it's changing.
It's
yeah.
really changing.
So we need to remain faithful.
Faithfulness
to
is important.
Our partners or our spouse. We can do it. We can do it. Those who are watching, if you want to call, please. If you are outside Japan, add +81 704231 9331. And if you are inside Japan, you can call 070 4231 9331.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Please call. and give your contribution to this program.
Can I come in? I also want to say something that if you want to have a good that faithfulness aspect of it, you need to keep your relationship and partner as a priority. You need to prioritize things. You put your family first and other things. So when you prioritize things and you put that one or your relationship or your wife or your family at the first, nothing supersedes it. So anything that you do, you work in the interest of that family. You not do anything against it, because that is your priority. That is the most precious thing that you have. So it means that when you are doing something, you feel it like it's you. So when you are doing it, you know that this thing, when I do this, so if my wife go and do this to me, how will I feel? You know that. So when you put that or mentality, or you put your wife as a priority, I think you will not do these things, because your wife may not be doing it, because especially men, we are very jealous. That is it. That is men are very jealous. Men in chi, it says you can't say nunkunchi. Ladies too are very jealous. But to say, you have your wife there now. Just imagine, say you
this
have
is
your
JafriQ
wife
Radio,
and someone is maybe smooching her. How no, that is it. Someone is doing it, and you go to another woman and go and do it to her. So when you have that thing in your mind, you not do that against your wife.
So again, even against your another man's wife or another man's girlfriend. If really, if I should see somebody touching my wife, the person is trying to tell me I am a failure.
That's right.
I'm a loser.
I'm not a man
so
enough.
Yes, and it will kill you, the man. Then why should you go and do it against another man?
Sometimes how someone will even look at your wife can even make you angry. That is true. There are certain things that come in. A lot of things. Those things are there. Those things are there. And just imagine undressing somebody's you understand that, and just compare it to your and someone. How will you feel? So that is the priority that I'm talking about here. We need to put our family,
this is JafriQ,
our relationship on priority. That nothing can exchange.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Unit money or anything cannot exchange our relationship or our marriage. That is it.
All right. And so, I want to advise our dear, especially the brothers. Somebody is eyeing me. The brothers who are in distance relationship. Maybe you, the man, you are outside, and maybe the woman is back home. I will plead that
this is JafriQ Radio.
As much as possible, never to quarrel with your wife.
Okay.
Because that one is also a breeding ground for unfaithfulness on the part of the women. There are some men, if they call back home, all they do is like blaming, having flimsy fights with their wives and those kind of things. And sometimes too, they fail to provide their needs adequately. Especially if maybe you leave your wife. Most of the time, it is the men who travel and maybe their wives are at home. If you leave your wife back home, there are a lot of pressure on the woman. They know that the husband is outside, whether working or not working, they don't care. The expectation from you is very high. And here like the case, maybe you, the man, you are not able to provide the needs of the woman adequately, and maybe all you send all your frustration on her. She might find another man's shoulder and lean on, and that would be a fertile ground that could yield unfaithfulness. So I'll plead with my dear men, if you are in such a situation, try as much as possible, because you are not there maybe to solve the problem so that you have each other to yourself or something like that. You should try as much as possible to avoid those kind of little quarrel, misunderstanding here and there. Maybe you can leave that for when you are together. But now that you are separate, the person is going through so many things all together. So if you
this is JafriQ Radio,
you could find solace in another person, and it will
and
same also.
And especially as you are saying, you could see that some women are sex maniac. Yes, some women cannot stay a day without sex. So if you find yourself to marry such a woman, it is better not to stay away a very long time. Yes, she may end up, being unfaithful to you. So if you are a man and you know that your woman likes sex too much, please, when you are going abroad, try and go with her. Yeah, it's better you do so. If not, someone will take over. A friend, a male friend, confided in me and told me that she was dating a lady, not knowing that the lady had a husband in abroad. So later, when she had sex with her, after that, the lady told her that I have a husband. But the worst part of it is that he said when she is with the lady and the man call, the way, she will, tell the man, I have mixed you so much and I don't know what to do, whatever. But yet, that man was with her. So it is, we have to also do something about it. If we know that my wife or my husband cannot stay 1 week or 1 month without sex, then think about the proper thing to do. Yes. Then if not, you will put your wife or your husband into trouble. Yes. So viewers, it's very important to tune in to JafriQ Radio Home Sweet Home program, because we have a lot to give you, and we give you nothing but the best. We want every home to be so nice and beautiful. What we want to see is that married couples enjoyed second heaven on earth. So please do your best to tune in to JafriQ Radio all the time. It's every Sunday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Japan time. And we'll give you the best that you need. POD, your last word, because we have just 3 minutes to go.
I think what we've discussed today summarizes everything that we said. Remaining faithful is very important. Let's put our wives or our husbands, or let's make them, let's consider them a priority. Let's respect them. But the most important thing is that we live a godly life.
That's right.
We read our Bibles, we study the Word of God, and it will give us a better orientation, that we will see our wives or our families as being something that we cherish. And in that aspect, whenever we are doing anything against them, we see that we are doing the same thing to us. Normally, there is, I want to end, in the Newton's third law, the action and reaction are opposite and equal. So when you hit the ball on the wall, the force that you apply to it, it comes to you. So when you put that thing in your mind that when I do this thing, the same thing comes to me, you know how you handle your relationship. That is what I want to do.
It means that If you cheated on your wife, your wife will also cheat on you. So
if you have ever cheated on your wife, it means, oh no.
So please be careful that the Newton law will not catch you.
Wow.
Okay, mommy, your last word.
Okay, what I would like to tell wife is that the best of every man is expressed when there is submission.
Okay.
And wives, we should try as much as possible to respect and honor our husbands. Husbands, we wives, what we expect from you as we are talking about faithfulness is to love us, care for us, and give us your maximum attention. Try to satisfy our emotional and psychological needs. Give us your time, and all that you need from us will be able to give you in so many folds. May God bless you.
Amen.
Long live marriages. May God help us to have home
sweet home. In fact, mommy, Uncle Yaya has come again. He said, my dear, the point is all of you has stolen your mother's meat before. Anything you take that is unauthorized.
This is JafriQ Radio.
You don't take your time to chew it completely before you swallow, especially during the Ease of Christmas, Easter, and the Eids. The point is you do not actually enjoy it. But if you are served with food or given, you chew to the bone and enjoy it proper with free conscience.
Yes.
Extramarital or marital affairs is like that. You enjoy your wife better than that one out there. Please stay focused.
Wow.
Mr. Yaya. In fact, you have placed this program for us.
Summarize everything.
Yes.
God bless you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mr. Yaya. Thank you. Please, all men and women out there, if it is stolen,
you can't enjoy it. No, you are afraid.
Yes. So please try and wait until you are served.
Yes, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
You eat and you will enjoy the food.
This is JafriQ Radio.
Very, very well.
That's wonderful.
Yes. So, Mr. Yaya, my producer said you have to come to studio one day for this program.
I think so.
Home sweet home, because we think you have a lot to share. Okay, so viewers, we will end here, and then next week we will bring you another splendid edition of Home Sweet Home. Thank you for tuning in to JafriQ Radio Home Sweet Home program, and thank you for watching us. We will come your way next week, same time next week. And the companies that made this program possible to you are Bayside Modeling Agency, the Church of Pentecost Japan. They have 6 branches: Kawaguchi Central, Odakyo Sagamihara, Nagoya, Osaka, Yokosuka PIWC, Tokyo Shinjuku PIWC. Afro-Kids Japan. Afro-Kids Japan are on Facebook. We have Simon Noble Solicitors. They are the legal agency. We have Turmeric Hotel. It's at East Legon in Accra, Ghana. We have Willie Knox Jeans.
This is JafriQ Radio.
5 jeans. And we are reminding you that you can still come and sponsor these programs. And if you are a company and you need a station to promote your company for you, just contact us and we will do it for you. If you are out there and you're doing any event and you want us to announce to you, you can still contact us and we can do that for you. Today we have our panelists. I want to thank you for making time for this program, Mama Naomi Zotto and Mr. P.O.D. You can call him Diamond Prince. I'm your host. My name is Abena Poma. You can call me Dickness Poma. We have our engineer who is Mr. Clemsy, and we have the producer, Mr. P.O.D. The producer himself is here. And then we have the executive producer, Mr. P.O.P. You can call him Nanaya Pop. Until we meet again next week, we say sayonara.
Sky on the beat.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
She told my love that love. She talks out the book. She want know the cook. Yeah. But I want to give you some love. She talks out the book. She still want to know the cocoa. Yeah. If money no day, now wait till she can. She tell me, say she got run away. She got run very far away. Yeah. As the rubber don't day, the baby come the mail. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the days. I've been the beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you and make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
You see this life, no be so. I remember the month of December. No loving, no caring, no tender. You rejected my love cause I was broke. I've been the enter Okada high. From Idumota straight to Alaba. How I wish, say, you believe me. Back then in Bagwalada, those days in Junior Puja. You insisted, you don't need me. Can I try everything to spend my life with you? Yeah, I've been the beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you and make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
If money no day, now wait till she get. Now so she say she go run away. She got run very far away. As the rubber don't day, the baby come the mail. See the baby don't come again. You don't forget back in the days. I've been the beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you and make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I've been the beg you to try. Reason with me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow. I be you one make a die. It no easy for me. If I don't get today, I go get them tomorrow.
Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. Say one for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow. One for the money, two for the dough, three for the shorty. Now I don't blow.
Hi guys, you are watching JafriQ Radio. I am Abba from Ethiopia. JafriQ Radio እየተመለከታችሁ ነው። ይመቻችሁ። አበበ ነኝ ከኢትዮጵያ።
ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ káàsán ẹ káalẹ́ orúkọ tèmi ni ọmọdọ́lá oyeyemi ọmọ bíbí ìlú ìbàdàn JafriQ Radio lẹ́ ń wò yìí o ẹ múra sí i ṣe púpọ̀.